Hello, everyone. Welcome to I Rise series conversation, and I'm exciting to be here today. We are going to have a wonderful session today with an amazing woman, Fatima Omar. So Fatima Omar will be our guest speaker today, and then we will be discussing about her story, where the woman she was before, and the woman she became today. So Fatima is a visionary. She's an entrepreneur, and she's a CEO of Spiritual Bees Moms, and also she helps women live the best of their lives. She's doing a lot of things, conferences, and she writes many books and bestsellers on Amazon. And she will be able to tell you a little bit about her story, about who is she, and I'm pretty sure that you will be amazingly blessed today by her story. So, hi, Fatima.
Hello, welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad to have you too, and I'm excited. I read a little bit about your story, and I do research on of what you already have accomplished, and your story is so inspiring, and I wanted to give you the opportunity to also talk a little bit about your business, who you are, and what you do before we even go further. So you have the floor.
Sure. Thank you so much. Well, what I do right now is I equip women to be seen and heard through coach training, publishing, because I believe sincerely that God made me to help women make money. That's the entire basis of what I do. When a woman has money, she has choices. And right now, it is a critical time. I mean, this is being recorded during a quarantine, and it is a critical time to actually coach women entrepreneurs because there are more and more women deciding, you know what, I don't want to go back to my real job. I want to have this something called security. I want to be able to create a business of my own. And so it is such an incredibly powerful niche. We also do bestseller publishing, and we've helped more than 100 people become best-selling authors. And obviously, I have a really, really wonderful life. My kids are doing fantastic, but it hasn't always been that way. So I am a child of apartheid. I grew up in South Africa. So I know very clearly in my life what it's like to say, you're not black enough, you're not white enough, and whites only bathrooms. I mean, this is in my memory. Like, I needed to go, and my mother couldn't do anything about it. We couldn't get the education we wanted. So my dad actually left South Africa to immigrate to Canada for educational purposes, because my father was, huge women's empowerment, and he wanted education. And then I got married. I had 5 kids. And 10 years ago, I decided I was done with the violence. So I took 5 kids, packed them up. We were homeless for a while. We were running, trying to keep them safe. So that's my background. So I'm the woman who went from collecting a government welfare check, homeless, 5 kids, so from $535 a month to what we're doing right now in the business is, $54,000 a month. So how do you create 5 figures every month consistently? And that's my passion and mission in life. So that's a summary of what I do.
That's so absolutely amazing. So you just your story shows that you went from your lowest point in your life to the highest point, like the woman you are now, a businesswoman. And what makes you leave? Because I know that's also personal, but it's a part of your story, and it's good for women to know also about that. That you were in an abusive marriage for 21 years. So, what makes you leave an abusive marriage after 21 years?
I had a dream. And in the dream, so chronologically, my daughter was 8 years old. I have 4 boys and 1 daughter. And in the dream, she was a grown woman and she had phoned me. And in the dream, she tells me she's in the same kind of relationship that I was modeling. And that was the day I got it. I realized I was modeling a behavior for my sons and an example for my daughter. That's the night I left, because until that time, I actually looked at myself as a victim. And that night, in that dream, I just had this big aha moment, and I said, oh my God, even as a victim, I am responsible for this behavior, and it's going to be me that's going to change the cycle and teach my children what healthy look like. So that's what happened.
Okay, that's amazing. Like, you just decided to, like, get off of that environment that obviously will have stuck you, and even stop you from going where you're supposed to be. So what those years looks like to you, because 21 years, it's a lot. And before you had that aha moment, because I know that the abusive relationship can be physical, can be it can be in any forms. And there is probably women listening to you right now who have been through similar circumstances. So what those years looks like when you were in, and what makes you decided to step out?
Well, I decided to step out what I just shared with you, right? I mean, it was the dream, and I just got it. Until that time, I was going to stay with this man. I thought I was staying for the children. We had a lot of money. I was married to a very, very wealthy, influential family. So on the outside, everything looked perfect, right? You see the kids, they're all well-dressed, they're all going to private school. We're all pretending everything is wonderful. Violence also comes in multiple forms. There are 8 levels of violence. Physical is a very, very small component. Emotional violence, psychological violence, verbal violence, neglect, spiritual abuse, financial abuse. I mean, there are 8 levels of violence that people never actually talk about. So it is basically, you have 2 lives, one inside the home and one outside the home. And women who are experiencing violence and children who are experiencing violence, we create double personalities. We're one way inside and we're one way outside. So the entire life is about an image of what other people are going to see. And women who are in violent situations like me, we protect our perpetrators. We want the image to last until it doesn't anymore. So when I made the decision to leave, I knew I was going to take a chance and a risk to lose everything: my money, my status, my image, every single thing my children knew. They were going to lose everything. So that's it. But for me, as a believer, I believe in God. And when I knew that I was modeling a behavior, and as a believing woman, I thought I was staying to make God happy. But when I got that epiphany and I realized I'm actually not making God happy in any way. In fact, I'm just perpetuating the cycle of violence. And I thought to myself, how is my creator going to be pleased with me? And that's the moment I said, enough. I'm going to take these kids. And even if every single person stops speaking to me, I'll still have God in my corner. And that's why I wrote a book called Fearless Faith. Just you and God, and the rest of the world is going to turn their back, and you're going to be fine. It might take a while, but you're going to be fine.
Absolutely. And basically, there is a lot of women who went through those type of violence, and as an immigrant women, we all immigrant, and my personal story that I've been through, I've been violented, and I went through a kind of this type of story, but I was afraid of what people will think of me, saying that you have been beaten by a man, violated by someone that wanted almost to kill you in the middle of nowhere, in a country in the winter, snowing. It was snowing. It was crazy, and then the people around you always says, I mean, like your surrounding. They always says you don't have to talk. You are immigrant. You don't have paper yet. So when you're trying to pursue this person, is going to be not on your favor. So it's a lot of things like that where women went through a lot of abuse. Like you said, there is 8 type of abuse: physical, sexual, any kind of abuse that any women went through. They need to speak about, and also decided to step out of it, because it can be mentally affecting, and it can be also something that can impact someone for the rest of their lives. So in my case, I decided not to talk about for many years, until I decided to speak about that to my dad and to the people that was supposed to help me at the first time. But what do you think about those women who decided to just keep quiet, not talking? And why do you think that all those immigrant women are afraid of speaking? Even not only the immigrant women, there is many women who went through the violence. They don't speak. They stay in for many years, many time, until it become unreparable.
I think that, all I want to do is hug those women, because they've lost their trust. People have hurt them. I don't blame them one single bit for not talking, because when you've experienced violence and someone has hurt you and broken your trust, who do you trust again? It takes a long time. And, my advice to those women is, take as much time as you need, sweetie. Take as much time as you need and love yourself, and then reach out to women who have spoken out. There is no time to actually talk about it. And you actually don't know who's going to believe you. There are a lot of people who don't even believe people. When you say to someone, this has happened to me, oh, really? Are you sure? What really happened? Did you put yourself in that situation? So, I think be careful of who you're going to share this with, and find people that are actually going to believe you, and fill yourself up with self-love. Because the one thing I would want to tell this woman is, you didn't do anything to deserve this. You didn't do anything. And at the same time, take off the victim label, because as long as you believe you're a victim, you won't be able to create anything powerful in your life. Because a victim is someone like inside of a jail, and we're feeling helpless and hopeless. The moment we take off the victim label, then we say, what can I create with my story? So I'm a big proponent, and I'm a fighter, and I believe women can take their pain and their past and their history, and they can turn it into purpose, power, and profit. A lot of profit. Whether it's coaching or speaking or writing a book. And I believe you should take your pain and make money from it. You should take your pain and turn it into something powerful. Take your pain and empower other women that may be one step behind you, your sisters, that are behind you. And women rise together. And for me, it's all about that. Like, all that competition that men have taught us, put that down and reach out to your sisters and say, I'm in your corner. I love you. How can I help you? So for me, it's all about that. And, if that makes a difference, I'll help you. I'll, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to say, I'm going to show you how you can do all of that.
Fantastic. I would definitely reach out to you. I would definitely work with you. And yes, like you said it all. Like we need to like work together, and then also be make sure that you surrounded yourself with the people that will take you higher and take you to the next level that you should be, you know. And with God in your side, anything is possible. So thank you
Yes,
so.
ma'am. Amen to that.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for that answer. So, what's the meaning of self-respect and self-love to you?
That's a really good question. Self-respect and self-love is whenever you say yes to someone else, is that yes for you also? Because many women are raised to be nice girls and to be, obedient. And a lot of times when someone asks us to do something and we say yes to them, we are indirectly saying no to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if someone asks you for something and you say yes, are you really meaning yes, or are you just saying it out of guilt? So ask a question. Self-respect can also mean, are you taking time out for yourself? Self-respect can mean when someone asks you to do something, do you wait 24 hours, 48 hours to say, I want to think about it? Mm-hmm. Self-respect means, are you training other people around you to treat you the way you want to be treated? Mm-hmm. Self-respect means, are you raising the value of yourself, or do you put everyone else before you? Self-respect stops and asks the question, am I happy? Do I want to keep doing this? How's my health? Am I eating good food? Am I resting? Self-respect means, am I surrounding myself with people that love me? Mm-hmm. Or do I feel I must stay in this relationship because I don't have a choice? Self-respect comes in so many different forms, Mariama, And so for me, it's all of that and so much more. Self-respect says, do I have the money to go get my hair done? Do I have the money to move if I want to? Or am I stuck in this place because I don't have money and I don't have choices? All of that.
Whoa, I'm so inspiring today. I'm so blessed by you. And too many wisdom, too many wisdom. Thank you so much, Fatima. And I also read in your bio that you are a founder of a Spiritual Biz Mom. And that Spiritual Biz Mom, it's for, is it for only Muslim women? Because I saw on the website that it's for Muslim women, or it is any reason why it's only for Muslim women?
So it's not. We have programs for everybody. I happen to be a Muslim woman. I happen to choose to practice the Islamic faith. Mm-hmm. But our programs, like we have another program called Million Stars Academy. And if I wanted it to be for only Muslim women, I would have called it, Muslim Biz Mom.
Okay.
But when I say Spiritual Biz Mom and our other program called Million Stars Academy, mm-hmm. it is for women globally, regardless of race, religion, faith, ethnicity, culture, mm-hmm. creed, or even history and background. Mm-hmm. Come with your brokenness, come with your power, come with your sadness. You are welcome here in our club. And as long as you have a desire to want to change someone's life, you're welcome to come. And the reason I chose spiritual is because I want to have a God conversation with you. And yes. If I can't have a God conversation, I feel something is missing between us, because there's an entity, a creator that rises the sun and sets the sun every single day, that looks after our loved ones when they pass on, make their transition to the next life. And if I can have a God conversation with you, we got something to work with.
Okay, but have you already had a client who says, I don't want to know nothing about God, I just want you to help me, and so on?
No, never. Because I think when we embrace who we are, and I am perfectly content talking about God, people who don't want to have the God conversation, they automatically decide that they're going to use another coach. And that's okay. I love that, because it makes our jobs really easy for you to say, okay, you're the coach for me, or no, you're not the coach for me, or hey, guess what? I know someone who needs someone like you. So it
Okay.
makes our life really easy and simple because we're so intentional in the kind of
Yes.
clients we want to work with.
Okay. So what makes you start doing this business? What makes you decided to be a coach? You could be a consultant. You could have another kind of business. What specifically? Did you um, choose to be a coach?
I think it chose me, honestly. I don't think I chose it.
Okay.
I mean, having 5 kids and being homeless and running, plus I have a child with a disability. My son Toure uses a wheelchair. He can't go to the bathroom. So, number one, getting a job was never an option for me because, they're going to pay me $15 an hour and I need $25 an hour for a PSW or a nurse to take care of my son. And I just started talking about my story. I would go to immigration centers and hospitals. I got clearance at local jails and penitentiaries, and I just started sharing my story. And people started responding, and then I got an award from the government of Ontario. I got the government of Canada, and I thought to myself, oh, what's this for? And it was for all the volunteering. And then somewhere along the line, I went, oh my God, I think I've got a business plan in here. I could maybe charge a little bit of money. And then one thing led to another. I got certified. Then I wrote a book. The book did nothing. So all of my successes have come from all my failures. I have failed more than anyone else I know. And so I just started falling in love with failing. And,
Oh.
the failure path just paved my way to success. So I'm the coach who's going to show you every possible way to fail and don't do that. Okay, so it's like, I did all of that. Let me show you all the failures. So instead of taking 10 years, I can help you do it in one because I'm going to show you all the pitfalls and all the volcanoes and the ditches and everything on the road to success.
That's amazing because talking about failing, I know a lot of people when they fail one, two, three times, they feel discouraged and they don't want
I know.
to keep going. And even sometimes when you fail so many times in your life, in your career, or in every and all the department of your life, you feel like you are not like you are not worthy. Sometimes the devil can put some word in your
Oh,
mind
yes,
saying
ma'am.
you're
That
not worthy,
guy.
you're not that smart, that it's just that the life, the destiny is redirecting you to God is redirecting you to your destiny, actually, to where you're supposed to be. So in the beginning it can be confusing, but as you said, let's fall as much as we can and rise up even stronger. That's definitely, I agree with you. I agree with you. So what it looks like, because you said that you started the business with the 5 kids, and how, as a single mother, how did you manage with the business and taking raising your children at the same time? Was it difficult, challenging?
Well, definitely. Very challenging and very difficult. But I was really fortunate. I didn't listen to the devil, okay? Because he is full of doubt. The devil is full of shame. The devil wants us to procrastinate and hurt ourselves and listen to all the negative thoughts in our head. And the one thing I'll tell you, Mariama, that I can never ever coach anyone on, even though I'm a master global coach, is desire. Okay, I cannot put desire into someone. And that is one thing I had. I had this burning desire to be successful. I had this burning desire to show my children I was more than just a woman who experienced violence.
Yes.
And I wanted to prove to my creator that I was on the right path. So what happened was I didn't have any money, but I had time. So I started to study the culture of Facebook and the culture of LinkedIn and the culture of YouTube and Twitter. And so I started my business from the digital side. It wasn't one-on-one because I couldn't really leave my kids. And so when I studied the culture of all of these online platforms, I started learning very, very quickly how it started to work. And so that's how I started it. It was all online. I had a rinky-dink computer and a broken camera, and I started making crazy little videos for my 20-year-old self. And you know what? Those are such terrible videos, but I left it there online to see my journey and to show women the first couple of things that you're going to do and the first 10 articles and the first few books, they're going to be terrible. But you've got to keep on doing it for the good stuff to come out. So that's how I started, one tiny step at a time. And every time I took a little tiny step, you know, it's like life is like a flashlight. You can only take the next step. And even if it's the wrong step, I am the queen of imperfect action. Just take the step and then you'll know whether it's right or wrong or you need to tweak. But if you don't take the step, your car is not going to move. So you need to just take the next step. And then your little flashlight will show you what the next step is. And then the next step. And then here we are, right?
Absolutely. And when you talk about that, what I hear is like the comfort zone. You know, people likes to be in their comfort zone as well, because comfort zone is sweet, it's something you know, it's something you are familiar to. So it's difficult to just trying to see what is in the other side of, you know, the pictures. And it's amazing on what you said, because a lot of people want perfection. So they look for perfection. Everything needs to be perfect before they start. So I went to your YouTube. Actually, I went from the beginning of your videos until now. I saw the evolution. I saw how much like the video get better. Everything get better with practice and when you put effort in it. Yes.
Well, if you're waiting for perfection, you might as well just sit where you are, because it's never going to come. Even right now. I mean, nothing we're doing is perfect. And when it comes to comfort zone, it is the most dangerous place to stay is your comfort zone. I mean, imagine had I stayed in my comfort zone, we would not be talking today. My kids would not be thriving today. I wouldn't have this outrageous, amazing business helping women everywhere. You know, none of it would have happened because the devil would have whispered in my ear, which he did, and I would have just stayed in my comfort zone with all that money and having a life that is horrible and teaching my boys how to be extremely violent to their partners. And I would be teaching my daughter, yes, violence is okay. You should accept it and you should be okay. So the comfort zone, your comfort zone is actually the most dangerous place to be. Even if you've like reached a level of success as a woman entrepreneur and you're comfortable, push yourself, break that ceiling, girl. Like the world needs you to be making 7 figures and show us what you're made of. Like we need women that are rich and changing lives, you know, and out there, because Mariama, when women have money, the world becomes a better place. Women give charity. Women feed hungry children.
Yes.
Women put shoes on children. I mean, women have the biggest, most glorious, compassionate hearts.
Yes.
So women deserve to have that money.
Absolutely. And whenever you give to a woman, the woman in the Word of God, in the Bible, that says that we are a helper. So anything that you put in a woman's hand, she can multiply and fructify. And absolutely agree with you that women has a power. God has equipped women to be a good incubator. So whenever you give us, we transform. As you said, we also have compassion because of our maternal side, you know. And
that's right.
I totally agree with you. But what about the symptom of impostor? Like people who just sabotage themselves, like before even starting anything.
I think that when you look at imposter syndrome and feeling like a fraud, it's all in your head from the things that people have told you. It is the most inauthentic way of living, because as long as you know you are 2 lessons ahead of your sisters, you can help someone. 2 lessons, right? So women go through this whole process. My life is not perfect. So what? When will your life ever be perfect? Okay, I don't have enough certifications. Well, guess what? You can go learning and without earning until you die. I say stop all of that already and be a servant.
Yes.
Be a servant leader, and all you have to do is be 2 steps ahead. And anytime you think you're an imposter and you have that fraud, know that it's a lie. Those are someone else's words in your head, and it's not true.
Yes.
So remind yourself that and go back to saying, how did God make me? What am I doing right here? And go and help someone. That is the antidote of imposter syndrome and feeling like a fraud. Just go do something.
Absolutely, as the word of God says that God says that He came to give us life and life in abundance, and the devil otherwise came to steal, destroy, and kill. But He came to give us life and life in abundance. So life in abundance is everything included: the peace, the health, everything we need to move forward in our calling, mission, in our destiny, in everything we are called to be in this world. So I totally agree
Mariama,
with you.
you know what is a big tragedy? Let me tell you what a tragedy is.
Yes.
The tragedy is when you die with your purpose and the world never finds out. And then the judgment comes, or you're standing in front of your creator and he calls you by your name and he says, I want you to look over there, and he points over and you look. And he says, all that success, all that power, all that money, all that abundance was written for you, and you did nothing to go get it.
Yes.
Imagine the shame that you will have in that moment when you know you did not lift every rock and move every curtain and hire every coach and say, I want to find my purpose. I want to find that. I want to help. And I want God to use me as a conduit. What a shame it will be when you don't do that. Yes?
Yes, absolutely. It's a shame because, God has created all creation unique, so we have unique purpose, we have assigned purpose. So we all need, like me, I'm doing what God is calling me to do, to empower women and to raise, a generation, a next generation of women of impact. Like I'm talking about young girls, so it's a huge vision. I cannot do it on my own myself, but I need the Almighty God to lead me, to give me strength, everything I need to move forward. And absolutely agree with you. So talking about education, because I know that you says your father was women. He was, as I can say, maybe feminist or women. He was
a huge advocate for women empowerment.
Exactly. So, and then you haven't been able to pursue your study, if I didn't say wrong. But what is your position about education? Younger education in Africa and the Western side. We know that education today can unlock a lot of doors. It's not the education that will give you the impact you need, because you can be educated, but and then you refuse to follow the destiny and the path God has traced for you. So what is your position about younger education, and as a mother and as a women entrepreneur? I know you just say that you didn't need a degree or certificate to move forward, but now you are.
Well, for me, I did my life upside down. I quit university, I got married, I had 5 kids, and then in my 40s, I started to do my education and go to the source itself and do what I do now. But if I didn't have the education or the knowledge or the mentors around me, I wouldn't be able to have this conversation. Now let's look at myself as a mother. All my kids are university graduates. They're inside. My daughter's taking a 6-year double degree. My youngest, they're all president of their student clubs, they are leaders, they're winners. And so when it comes to women, my coaching and my advice is go get yourself as much education as possible. My father would always say to me from the time I was little, he said, there are only two things that belong to you. There are only two things they can never take away from you: your faith and your knowledge. So you can go to a university and get an education. You can find a teacher. You can read 100 books a year. I read 5 to 7 books a week for 15 years.
Wow.
Okay? And so I was hungry. I had the desire. I would sign up for every program there was, free and paid. So every single dollar I made after I paid my bills, I was on a plane somewhere studying with a teacher. Money is the result of the people that we serve. The more people you serve in the world, the more difference you make, the more money you're going to make.
Yes.
And education is the key to unlock that. So for every single woman, I'm going to tell you right now, a man is not a financial plan. Okay?
Amen.
Do not rely on another human, especially a man, a boyfriend, a husband, a father, an uncle, to support you. If they're going to give you money, that's a bonus, and take it. I say take it, allow, receive, okay? But you should have your own bank account, your own business, your own resource, your own income, everything on your own that nobody has access to. That's yours and yours alone. And so I'll tell you, in Islam, as a Muslim woman, what mine is mine and what's his is ours. And I love that. I think everyone should take on that whole philosophy. Okay, what's a woman is hers, but what is your husband's is ours. And so you get to have that security inside of yourself. You know, you got people working for you, and I think every woman should be an employer. Be so powerful that you hire people globally, remotely, and in your community. And you become the employer, and you help empower other people.
Absolutely. I love that what you just said. My man is not financial plan. Absolutely, because I heard a lot of women says, I'm going to buy my house when I get married. I'm going to do that when I get married. Don't wait to get married, or don't just focus on, like, you know, in some country, women get married very earlier. So, and some women also want to get married to wealthy men, but that's not a financial plan. We need to build our own empower, and it is possible, you know. It is possible.
Yeah. You look in the mirror and you say, I am the CEO I was dreaming of, okay? You look in the mirror and you say that to yourself, I am the CEO I was dreaming of. I am my own superhero, and I'm the answer to my dreams. And so when a man comes along, you choose to be with him. You don't have a need to be with a certain guy. You can pick and choose who you want to be with.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you. That's I love the answer. Thank you so much. What about, how long have you been in this business? How long have you been?
Wow. You know what? In today's world, you don't have to be in a business a long time. It's all about results, results, results.
Yeah.
Right? If you can get results for people, they're going to want to work with you.
Absolutely.
And so, I mean, the last few years, 4 or 5 years, and it has been the most remarkable, empowering, prosperous journey. And patience pays off. Patience and hard work pays off, as long as you have the right strategy. There are people who have a lot of patience, they work very hard, but they don't have the right strategy, so they don't get the results. So if you have, that's the magical formula, right? Patience, hard work, and a strategy. And then, of course, the last piece is surrender, that God will give you what you are destined to have.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. I love it too. I love everything that you are saying since the beginning. I'm feeling empowered today. And that's how I love your story,
Thank you.
Fatima. I love just your person. You're just amazing. So what is advice, the three tips of branding you can give to anyone today? Branding
Tips
yourself.
on branding. Okay, so the very, very first one is like if you want to be able to really position yourself unique, because in today's market, there is a lot of busyness happening. Everyone's online, it's very, very busy, and clients have a very short attention span. So, number one, you really want to get clear about your niche. Okay, who is that woman you are serving?
Yes.
Okay, get so clear. Like for me, when I do my marketing and I talk about my ideal client, I know her age, I know her name, I know what's her favorite. I know her better than she knows herself. Okay? So when I do my copy and I'm speaking to her, she's like, oh my God, Fatima knows me, right? That's number one. Number two, you want to always sell to the gap. What does that mean? When you know your client, you know her pain, solve her problem. You want to be a solver. You want to be a solution person. You don't want to be in business to make money. You want to be in business to solve a problem. Okay, so when you know your client and you know what her pain is and her problem and what she's worrying about, go solve her problem. That's number two. And number three, you want to be visible. Be everywhere. YouTube, YouTube videos, Facebook lives, Instagram lives, write articles, get invited here on your wonderful show. Be everywhere all the time. You want to be out there in the front. So people see you, people notice you. So those are my three tips.
Absolutely. Oh, that's fantastic. Absolutely. I agree with you that we have to just explore the new, this 21st century, we have access to digital and we have to maximize in digital and be everywhere. And of course, being strategist as well, because you can be everywhere, but without a strategy. So I totally agree with you.
You need that. Yeah, and if women are looking for free coaching on Facebook, they can join our group. There's no charge. The Tribe of Spiritual Entrepreneurs.
Yes.
They can check us out. They can come for free training. Every Tuesday, I have the Ask Fatima show, free coaching. They can come on, ask me any question they want, and I'm not going to charge them a penny. They can take all this stuff and run with it. For me, I'm all about, I'm committed to women getting success. Whether you work with me or not, take the stuff, go run with it, and then show me a picture and go, look what I did. Like I want to know. I'm all about like being a champion for women's success.
Absolutely. And then you are also, I can see you are more than a coach, you are a mentor too, and that's fantastic. You are a mentor to women too. So that's really amazing. And I really appreciate your job. We have so much thing in common and I love your energy. And I'm falling in love with your person. You are just inspiring. Before we end this conversation, is there any message you want to give, or any of what is your favorite motto or favorite quote? Is there anything you want to share with us?
Yes, I can tell you what my favorite quote is. I've got actually two quotes, and they're both by Rumi, who is a poet. And Rumi says that do not get attached to your pain, because one day your pain will be your cure. Okay, and my entire business is based on that. Let's take your pain, package it in such a way it becomes a powerful vessel to empower other women and fill your bank accounts. Like, it's a win-win-win situation. So use your pain, use your past as a vehicle to empower others, because don't let your pain go for nothing. You went through something and God put you into the university of transformation. You became this incredible, powerful, gorgeous woman because of what you went through. So use it to show up beautiful and brilliant and like a queen boss. Like, be the queen boss that God made you, right? And don't be shy. We want to see you. We want to see your gifts and your talents. And I'd love to meet you and get to know you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Fatima, for this opportunity. I know this is the beginning of a new relationship, and then I'm pretty sure that I will contact you. My team will contact you. People following us will contact you for even more than the free coaching, maybe even working together. And I can see that the information is already on the Facebook lives. So thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I'm so grateful to have you on this platform, on this iRise series of conversation. And thank you. And I hope we are going to speak soon, very very soon. And I
Thank you.
wish you to have a wonderful evening.
Thank you so much for having me. It was such a pleasure being here.
Okay, thank you so much, Fatima. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.